Hey everybody. So I don't even know how to get started, but I'm so glad to have a few of you who are here. Um, I know I started maybe a minute earlier than I had planned, but I just wanted to get on here and say, hey, sorry, okay. Um, if y'all can hear me, somebody, whoever's in here, just put it in the chat so I know that I'm not just talking to myself, if you don't mind. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to do that. All right. When I first scheduled this time to be live, I didn't even think about it being. I didn't think about it being Father's Day, and because I had, for some reason, I thought that Father's Day was next Sunday until I was reminded that today is Father's Day, and I didn't want to change the date because I had already scheduled it and I figured that I would go ahead and go live because um, I kept talking myself out of it. And so, hold on. Yay! Hey, Black Lavender, I'm so glad you're here. Um, so, yeah, and every time that I wanted to go live or I thought about going live, I was like, oh, well, and I just talked myself out of it and decided to try to just attend other people's lives. Because, it is what it is. So, like I said, I just decided that if I go ahead and just put it out there, then I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So, and in honor of it being Father's Day, I did say um, to come in with one of your best dad jokes. So, well, one of my best and worst ones that I can remember from my dad um, is okay. He would say no matter when I saw him or when I talked to him, if we were on good terms, he would say, "Hey Tosh," because for those of y'all who didn't know, my first name is Tasha. He would say, "Hey Tosh, do you know if you say tie your shoe really fast, it sounds like I'm calling you?" And I'm like, Daddy, that ain't funny. But mentally, I'm going, tie your shoe, tie your shoe, tie your shoe, tie your shoe, and saying it faster and faster. Then it does. Oh, that's bad. But it does sound like you're saying my name. Well, to my dad it did. So I laughed just to be um, cordial to my dad, but also to know that sooner or later I was probably going to tell some of those bad dad jokes myself. So anyway, how's everybody doing? I'm still kind of new to this. I mean, I like being on YouTube and I like teaching my classes, and those are live, but this is a totally different animal. Okay. So, let's see, what else? Oh, so I went to church today, of course. This was, well, of course, because, Jesus is my homie for anybody who follows me on the regular. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Black Lavender City's blessed and highly favored, as always. Um, but this Sunday was my first Sunday back inside the church. So, and I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty cool that it happened on Father's Day. Um, Not to say that we haven't been open for a while, because yeah, last Sunday was I think actually the first Sunday, and I didn't make it. I didn't make it, but I made it this time. And one of the things that my pastor said in church, and this should tell you where my mind drifted a little bit when he when he said, uh, "This is from the great psalmist," and then he said, "Don't push me," and I thought I was gonna fall out because if y'all know, um, oh my gosh, what is the artist's name? Um, the Furious Five. What is it? What is it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The "Don't push me because I'm close to the edge." That part, yeah. Hey Trey. um, that part. That's where I almost lost it. So, but he was saying that, but he was also, honoring all the fathers in the room. But the main reason for us being there was to honor our Heavenly Father, who is always there for us no matter what. And this one was kind of it was special, but I mean, I was gonna say it was more special than other times, but because my dad's been gone since 2004, and then my mom's been gone since 2014. So I'm been without my parents, but I've always got the Lord, so I'm not. Thank you. I just looked over at the chat. Thank you, Trey, Grandmaster Flash. I'm telling you. But this was the another Sunday or another Father's Day without my father. But like I said, y'all already know Jesus is my homie, so I always got the Lord on my side. He will always be a father to the fatherless. So, and I'll see my parents again. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yes, my pastor actually said from the great psalmist, and then said, "Don't push me." That's as far as he went. He didn't go any further. But those of us who knew, we picked up on it. And so, but anyway, like I said, I just wanted to get on here and go live for a little bit just to get this first one under my belt because, like I said, I've wanted to go live many other times and have talked myself out of it. And so I just thought I would be here with y'all. And for this first one, hi Danielle. For this first one, I wanted to just use what YouTube had available. And because y'all know me, I don't try to be too fancy with too much stuff because then I get all, all kind of tied up and mixed up. So, but I may try to use some of the tools that I've seen other people use, but y'all already know I don't try to do like everybody else. I just do me. So, but anywho, so like my description said, if there's any other dad jokes other than the one I just told, um, put it in the chat. Let me hear it. And while y'all are doing that, I will say it again. Thank you for being here, Black Lavender and Trey and Danielle. Y'all are some special people to me. I love y'all so much. And I've got another. Oh, okay. I got another person who said that they were going to be a little late, but they might try to be here. Y'all already know that with this being my first one, I may only be here for like a few minutes and then come back later with a longer one. But I will say this: if there's any question that any of you uh, have for me or want to ask me, then y'all can put that in the chat too. I told y'all this is gonna be random and off the cuff and all mixed up. Like my usual videos. Y'all know. Um, let's see what else was said on this Father's Day. I've been Grandmaster Flash. Um, I can't even remember. But let's see. I will say this: a couple of the things that, well, since neither one of my parents are here, I can talk about them and not get that phone call. It's like, why you put me on the internet? Because that's how the parents are. I remember one time when, as a family, we went to lunch. I believe it was. We went to Chapel Hill because that's where my brother went to school, and we had lunch or something, and we were all sitting there, and there's like six of us plus my mom and dad. And one of the questions that were asked, and I think it was me, it was one of us, and we asked my dad, what was it that helped you to win mama over to get her to marry you? And he said, "Oh, I tried to open a Coke can or a Coke bottle with my teeth." Y'all know those old glass bottles of Coke with the caps on them. That's what he said. Y'all, that's the look. That's the look. Because I was like, that don't impress nobody. And then we all looked over at my mom, and I said, "Ma," and this, I know this was me. I said, "Ma, did that get you to go out with him?" And y'all, without even hesitating, she said, "I'm here, ain't I?" I said, "Oh, I'm done. I'm done." My parents are hilarious. And so then, the rest of that story is, he said he tried to open the bottle with one side of his mouth, and that didn't work, and it chipped one of his teeth on this side. So he went to the other side and tried to open it on this side of his mouth, and that chipped the tooth on this side. So yeah. But he said it got him his woman, so he was happy. That was such a weird story. And so um, I remember that. And then one of the other memories I had, let me get over here. Let's see. Trey said, "Are you happy that the school year is over?" Girl, okay. So Trey just asked, and thank you for telling me I'm doing a good job. I appreciate it. But am I happy that the school year is over? The regular school year is over. Yes, I'm glad about that. But I'm teaching summer school, and that's not over until the 29th. So, and then I have to report back to work officially on August the 9th. So, I might get like 10 days out of the summer to kind of just chill out. So, but yeah, I'm happy that I don't have to actually go into my office, but it is what it is. Good question. So let's see. One of the other memories that I have about my dad. Okay, so like I said, there's six of us in all. I have four sisters and one brother, and I remember this was after I had been out of my parents' house for a while, and I had been living actually in the town that I live in now. I was actually living down the street from where my house is right now, and this was after some time had passed, and my dad and I weren't on the best of terms. We hadn't been speaking to one another, and the Lord was like, y'all need to be talking. You need to call him. And y'all already know. I was like, look, I don't want to call him. I don't want to talk to him. Like, we ain't cool like that. And the Lord don't. You don't. So I'm telling you, I was doing like this. So I ended up calling, and I said, I didn't say hello, Father. This is Tasha. I didn't say that. I said, hey, Daddy, just like that. And right on cue, my daddy just started laughing. He just started laughing for no reason, which is what I do. I laugh for no reason. I am my daddy's daughter. And then when he came out of the laughter, he said, who is this? Y'all, I almost got mad, but I didn't, because I had to remember I had a part in it too. And I was like, well, because the little girl in me was like, you should know who I am. I'm your daughter. But the part of me that knew that I had a part in it as well said, oh, wait, I wasn't talking to him, and therefore he wasn't talking to me. So anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, Dad, this is Tasha. And he just, I mean, his laughter got even louder. And he was like, oh, hey baby, how you doing? I hope you do. And I was like, I'm good, all this kind of stuff. I'm doing good, I'm hanging in there, working, doing what I do. And then he said, so are you eating? Or do you know how to go to the grocery store? And I'm like, man, at this time I was in my 20s. I said, Daddy, I'm in my 20s. I know where the grocery store is. I know. Anyway, and then before we got too far into it, we started talking about golf, because he thought he was a golf pro at this time. I don't know where that came from, but apparently that I learned some things about my dad that I didn't know. But anyway, we were talking about golf, and we had made this date to go and play golf and to do all these things, because, like I said, right before the time I called him, we were trying to get our relationship back on track. And so yeah, I said, okay, so we had made the date to get together to go play golf. And so then at this time, was I in school? Yeah, I was in school at the time, because we had just done Parents Weekend at the college that I was at. And so, like I said, we were talking about golf, and right before I hung up, he said, Tasha, I love you. Y'all, I almost lost it. I said, oh my gosh, because I had not heard him say that to me in such a long time. Like, I think the last time he ever said that to me, I was maybe in the single, no, I won't say the single digits, but I was barely a teenager the last time I had heard him say that. And without even hesitating, I was like, well, I love you too, Daddy. I'll see you tomorrow on the golf course so I can teach you a few things. I don't know nothing about golf. I know how to play putt-putt. I don't know how to play golf. So anyway, and I hang up the phone, and everything's all good, and I go do my thing, hang out with my friends and do whatever. And then the next day, I'm sitting on my front porch reading a book because that's what I do, right? Thank you. Because that's what I do. I sit on my front porch, I read a book. The porch I have at this house that I live in right now is not as big as the one I had before, so I got some work to do on that. But anyway, I'm sitting on my porch reading a book, Toni Morrison, to be more specific, because she was my favorite at the time, and still is, even though she has passed. But I was reading that book, and my brother calls me. And the first thing I think, oh Lord, what you want? Because at that time, my brother was, I used to joke and say, you don't call me unless you want something, right? And he sounds just like my daddy. Sounds just like my daddy. And he's like, and he starts laughing and he said, what you doing? I said, I'm on my porch reading my book. What you think? I always do that. And then he started, there was this pause. And the big sister in me was like, wait a minute, what's going on? Did somebody mess with my brother? Do I need to beat somebody up? Do I need to take my earrings out, put Vaseline on my face, wrap my hair up? What I need to do? Because I'm ready to fight somebody. And then my brother starts crying. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I need to get to my brother. And I kept saying, what's wrong? What's wrong? And that's when he told me, he goes, Tosh, daddy's gone. And I was like, quit playing with me. You're punking me. Quit messing with me. And he said, no, daddy's dead. And I lost it. I don't even remember how I got off my front porch, because y'all already know. I don't get my knees up, but I don't know how or what happened in those few seconds. But all I remember is that the next thing I knew, I was in the library at the college, just laid out on the floor, just sobbing. It's like one of those, this cannot be real kind of things. Because I was like, I just talked to him the day before. We're going to play golf. What are you talking about? We're going to play golf this afternoon. And so that's when, like, the people I was working with, they came and picked me up off the floor, all that stuff. And finally got me to the back, out of sight of the public. And y'all, my supervisor at my job, bless his heart, he put his arm around me. He goes, well, have you eaten? Do you need some chicken? And I'm like, man, get off of me. I just found out my daddy just died. And you going to ask me if I want some KFC chicken? Really? And I started laughing. And then I felt bad for laughing, but y'all already know. And I was like, no, I'm not hungry. I don't want to be. I just don't want to be here. I need to get to my family. I need to be somewhere else. And so when I really found out that it was true, because I still had it in my mind that somebody was messing with me. So what ended up happening, we found out that my daddy was teaching class. As a matter of fact, he was a karate instructor. So, if you mess with me, I can fight. But he was in the middle of teaching class, and he excused himself to go to the bathroom, if I remember the details correctly. And if I get this wrong, I'll come back and do an updated video. But he excused himself to go to the bathroom, and he after a while, he just never came back. And somebody went and found him on the floor in the bathroom. And according to the reports, it said that he died of a heart attack, which I don't believe, because he was one of the most he was the healthiest man I knew, and we don't have any history of heart disease in our family. So I was like, well, that's a lie. But and for my part, I figured that we'd lose my mama before we lost my daddy, because my mama had already, been sick for a while and stuff. So we were kind of prepared to lose her, but we lost him 10 years before we lost my mama. So anyway, so y'all already know what I did. I turned it around. I said, well, the Lord needed him. Maybe he needed him to go on up to heaven to help prepare that place for my mama, so they can be together or whatever. And he probably had to go to heaven to tell some bad jokes, because he was bad at the bad jokes. So Um, and I share that story, and I don't even think I meant to share that story, but apparently it was meant to be told because I just told it. Um, and so I take solace in knowing that even though I don't have my parents here on earth, that I'll see them again because y'all already know. So yeah, so there's my dad's story. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments because y'all know I ain't trying to cry on camera. Okay, so let's see. Trey just said, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of really good memories about my crazy parents." Okay, Trey just said, "Sending love your way today. Thank you, Mother's Day. It's the hardest holiday for me to get it." Okay, and so you lost your mom 3 years ago. Girl, I understand. My dad, since you brought that up, my dad's been gone since 2004, and my mom has been gone since 2014. So there is that. It's kind of crazy. So thank you. Let's see. Those moments of good times are definitely comforting. Yes, yes. Black Lavender, I truly believe that. And then uh, thank goodness you found it. Oh, yeah. Uh, yeah. Um, and Danielle just said, "Thank goodness you found it within you to make that call." And that is true. And well, I'll say it like this: I'm glad that I was obedient and that I took the call because stubborn me, and if I go back to when I used to follow Zodiac, the Scorpio in me was like, I ain't doing it. He mm-mm. We ain't talking that well. We are cordial, but we ain't talking. I don't want to talk to him. But when the Lord tells you to do something, you got to do it. Especially when He's pushing you more than once, twice, three times. You got to do it. So I'm glad that in that moment that I was that obedient. Because usually I'm one of those hard headed children of the King who will say, "Yeah, I'll do that in a minute," and go on and then mess something up and come back. But this time I was like, you know what? Let me call him because I don't need to on hold on to that because me holding that grudge against him wasn't hurting him. It was hurting me because it was robbing me of the time I could have with him. So I am thankful that, you know, before that call happened, we were, um, you know, doing those spot checks and checking in with one another, trying to make our way back to where we were talking and, doing all that stuff. So, yeah, I am glad that I did listen to the Holy Spirit when He told me to make that call. So, yeah, you're right, Danielle. So, because man, I would have really, really been beating myself up and would have really regretted it had I not made that call. Now, do I play golf to this day? No, but do I watch golf? Yeah, and it was something that I never did before that. And y'all know how boring golf is to watch it on TV. What am I doing watching it on TV? But I'm over here critiquing it, doing the scores and everything. And then here's the thing about it too. What I found out was that my dad, when he was in college, because he went to, if I remember correctly, and like I said, y'all, if I get any of these details wrong, I'll talk to my siblings and do a recap update or whatever. But he went to Johnson C. Smith for like a year or two, and he was there on I think, a partial golf scholarship. Who is this man? Why didn't I know this? I did not know this until he told me, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's random. I knew you as the football player. I knew that. Um, but anyway, so yeah, we and when I talk to my siblings about the memories they have, even though we all grew up in the same household and we all have the same mom and daddy, um, there's different experiences for all of us, and does that make any of us any more validated than the other? No, because I mean that's the way it should be. I mean, yeah, we've got those combined memories of like the Christmas where it was four of us instead of six of us, and that was the Christmas we all got bicycles. I never learned to ride mine, but anyway, and then the memory of four of us being in elementary school at the same time. So we casually renamed the elementary school the Eves Elementary School. That was the time. But but as far as like how we related to our parents and the things we did with our parents, those are some of those experiences are different, and some of them I cherish, and others I'd rather forget. But that's how it always is. But anyway, so yeah, those are some memories of my daddy with his bad dad jokes and him cracking his teeth trying to win my mama, and then with the phone call that where had repaired our relationship and was getting to go on a daddy daughter date, and I just know, had we gone and played golf, I know I would have beat him. I know I would have. I don't care if he was on a scholarship to play golf. No, I know I would have because I would have been fixing the books. I would have been fixing the scores, and but knowing him, he wouldn't have let me win because he was very competitive. So it was like that. Let's see. Danielle's got something to say. She said, "I lost my parents young, 15 and 21. I believe, like you, we will." Hold on, let me read it from my phone because there's glare on my computer. Let's see. We're going to see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. And that's she said, just like me, and I know y'all see this in chat, just like me, we will be reunited. And that's the thing that I take assurance in knowing that, because I know that both my parents were believers in God, and that Jesus was their Lord and Savior as well, that we are gonna be reunited. So I'm happy about that. Um, and then she says, let's see, Daniel said, and happy memories are going. Oh, she's sharing one of her happy memories. Okay, going to the buffet. Oh Lord, the buffet. Oh Lord, why isn't that all daddies? And I think this is true. All daddies, I don't care who they are, they always want to go to somebody's buffet. What is that about? What what is that about? The buffet, and because that reminds me, anytime that we were like, okay, well, we're all gonna go hang out with daddy, and we already knew there had to be some kind of buffet or like a cafeteria type restaurant. And the one where we went to, where all of us were together, that we went to in Chapel Hill, I think it was Jackson's cafeteria. It might be one of the cafeterias down here. Anyway, it was one of those where it was like a la carte. You put it on the tray and you told them what you had, like a school cafeteria, and then you paid for it at the end. Um, and so yeah, those are the kinds of things that my dad and the rest of us would do, and we already knew. And if we were gonna stay home, or if he, had us over, we already knew he wasn't cooking nothing. We knew that we would get popcorn and some kind of Gatorade. That I remember that. And if I don't know if some of y'all remember this, but if y'all remember those big bags, the ginormous bags of popcorn that were already prepped, they were in the yellow bags with the bread tie. He would he would buy those all the time, and that's what we would when we would watch movies and stuff. And this is another thing that I have figured out about myself, is that if I run out of popcorn at my house, that's when I know to go to the grocery store. Is to buy popcorn. I could be out of everything else, but Lord help, if I run out of popcorn, that's it. We going to the store. Let's go. So, but anyway, so let's see what else. What else do y'all want to hear? Let me see if I can think of another bad dad joke that he used to say. Yeah, I don't remember. The main one I remember for me was the one about tie your shoe. And if you say it really fast, it sounds like I'm calling your name. And yeah. So I say that joke all the time to anybody who will listen, and even if they don't, I'll say it anyway. And then I'll have my own versions of bad dad jokes, which I'm so sure that y'all have watched in the videos. If you're, and I think everybody in here is usually an avid watcher of mine. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. I got all high steppers in here. Hopefully, um, so yeah. So that's all I thought I would share with y'all today. I'm so glad that y'all were here. Um, is there any lasting comments anybody wants to say before I end this? Because I'm starting to sweat. Now I feel like I feel like one of my students now when I put them on the spot. Tell you my Danielle. Oh, okay, Danielle. Okay, she said she can't tell him. She can't tell him. I hear you, sister. But and this has been. I appreciate y'all being here because this has been very helpful for me. Because like I said, I wanted to get this first one out of the way so that as I start to do more, I won't be like, oh well, I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna just talk myself out of it and go be on like uh Nikki Starr's live or Shannon's live or something like that. So, oh, thank you, Trey. But anyway, y'all know what to do. Get your knees up because you know I can't. And as I've already said in this video, y'all know who he is. Jesus, he is my homie. He is my Lord and Savior. And without him, I could do nothing and I could be nothing. And so, with all that said, oh, thanks, Danielle. With all that said, I will see y'all in the next video because I'll probably put one up later on tonight. And I appreciate y'all coming and joining me on this live. And I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye, you guys.